Hey guys, what's up? This is Francisco with Valaristo Capital, and today we're doing the market update video. A lot of interesting things happen in the market. We are starting to see some really important changes in the structure of the market, and we have to address those in this video. We're going to take a look at some of the leading indexes. In my opinion, the leading index right now is the Dow Jones, the DIA. And then we're going to take a look at the QQQ, SPY, IWM. I think right now it's really important for us to take a look at the UVXY as well as the VIX. And also let's take a look at the UUP, which is the dollar index, which I think that right now it is changing its structure, which means that we're probably going to see a pretty powerful rally in the stocks right now. So the title of this video is going to be Massive Rally in the month of November. And by massive, I think that at least we're going to test that decline in 200 in the decline in 200 DMA in the SPY. So let's just get into the charts. Remember guys that this video is for informational purposes only, and that is based just on my personal opinion and is not financial advice. And of course, if you find this information valuable, guys, remember to like and subscribe. That way more people can also find my channel and also can use this information as an asset for their analysis, even if they're investors or just traders. So let's just get into the charts here. Let me grab the watch list of the things that we're gonna go through, and let's start with one of the most important charts right now in my opinion, which is right here, the SPY, which is the S&P 500. And for any of you guys who are new to the channel, right here I have three indicators. These indicators are my bread and butter. I love this indicator. I have developed my entire strategy around these indicators, and I find them pretty useful. This is the one that I have in the bottom is the TTM squeeze developed by John Carter. The one in the middle is the trend oscillator developed by Sam Shames, and then I have the multi-J trend developed by Reggie Horner. And these are really straightforward indicators. The indicator in the bottom is to find momentum of contraction before an expansion. The one in the middle is in order to find the trend and what is the path of least resistance in terms of volume, momentum, and price in the charts. And then the one on the top, the one right here, is just to find the overall structure of the moving averages in terms of the chart that we have in front of us. So let's just get into this. Let me just quickly hide these alerts so that we can look at the charts a little bit better. And the SPY is looking pretty nice here. So right here on the right I have the daily chart, and right here on the left I have an hourly chart. I usually in the videos I only show the daily chart, but I think it's actually really important for you guys, especially who are watching this video and are using this information. I think that is also important for you to also see what I'm seeing behind just the daily chart. And the thing that I have found really useful by learning from my mentors for almost 4 years now is the hourly chart. And the hourly chart is just an amazing chart that goes really good in tangent. Well, goes really good in plays a really they go really good together with the daily chart. And the daily moving averages that I have here are the same ones that I have in the hourly. So I just make the calculations and I have the moving averages both in the hourly chart and the daily chart. And those are these ones right here. I have the 200 daily coming, the one right here on green. I have the 50 daily, which is this one. Then I actually have a 7-day SMA. I have a 21 exponential, and then I have a 29-day. So basically these SMAs, probably the 7-day is probably not a very common SMA that people use, but it's actually the 50 hourly on the hourly chart, and then the 29-day is actually the 200 hourly on the hourly chart. So I have found these indicators, these EMAs to be actually pretty accurate. So let's just get into the charts here. Let's start here with the SPY. So what I'm watching in the SPY, I got a pretty nice fresh buy signal here, and when I get this buy signal is when we have this momentum indicator above the 50 line, but most importantly we have it over this level right here, and we have a breakout in momentum and volume. So that's actually pretty strong here. when we usually have these levels, the last time that we had a breakout was this moment right here, and we had a massive rally that we saw on July going into August. So as you can see, then we broke below it, and we have a massive move to the downside. Here we tried to move above it, but we were rejected, and then we had a continuation to the downside. But now what I'm seeing in the SPY is that we went above it, we retested, and now we're above it again. So that's pretty strong action in momentum and volume. So I love what I'm seeing here for the bulls. I usually trade both sides of the market. I'm just excited when we have a new trend emerging. Even it doesn't matter if it's a bear trade, is a bear trend or a bull trend. I just love it because we get fresh trades, and this one is looking pretty nicely. If you are into kind of patterns, we have a head and shoulders right here, head and shoulders pattern that is starting to break out right here, and this one is just looking pretty awesome. Now the question is, where do you buy it, right? We have to take into consideration that this move is happening in a declining 50. So you can see that the color in my 50 changes. The color in my moving averages changes when we have a transition from going to the upside to the downside. So I find that really helpful. You don't necessarily need to know that, but it's really important to know that price right here is trying to go above a declining 50, and we can see that the price is going, also in the hourly chart, is going to go above a declining 50 daily SMA. So what is my expectation here? I think that we have to be open to the idea that we can see the massive covering rally all the way to the declining 200. This is going to be the target. But I would love to see a little bit of pause, right? If we happen to have a little bit of pause here, and we can see this 21 exponential starting to catch up with price, I think that's going to be a no-brainer buy, to be honest. I want to build a long position here, right below this 390 level. You can see that we closed at 389.02 in the S&P 500. So if we happen to get any kind of pullback to this decline, to this rising 21 exponential, which is the blue moving average in my chart, or even the 7-day SMA, and that's a buy. That's a buy. That's gonna be a buy. We want to see a breakout above this 390. If we happen to break above on Monday, probably it's just gonna go and run. Not really sure if I want to buy that, but the type of trader that I am in the market is a trader that buy pullbacks. So any pullback into this zone right here, into this 380 zone, I think is gonna be viable. Probably even into 385. We have to see, but I don't think you want to short this move. I think you want to play it. You can see that we also have a cross between the 50 hourly and the 200 hourly. That's pretty bullish. You can see that also the 15-minute trend oscillator is positive here. I don't see any bearish signs here. That doesn't mean that we cannot pull back a little bit before continuing to the upside, but this is looking pretty nice. The target is going to be a close of this gap or that declining 200 SMA. So this one is looking bullish. That's everything that I have to say for the SPY. We can take a look at I told you that we're going to take a look at the DIA. So let's go there. This one is looking beautiful, right? What a move. We also have to take in consideration that this was, I think, somewhere around a 15% short covering rally. Yeah, 15% short covering rally. Pretty strong move from the lows. It will make sense that we're going to pause a little bit, especially since we're coming right into the underside of a declining 200 DMA. So any pullback here, what I want to see is any pullback into this area right here, into this 308. Probably that's too much. Probably we're just gonna see a pullback into this rising 7-day, which is the hourly 50. So probably somewhere around this 320 area. Probably somewhere around here we're gonna see a pullback. I think that you want to buy that. The level that I'm going to give you, because I like to give you levels, is going to be 340. I think the DIA is heading to 340. We have a squeeze, is breaking out. We have a breakout in momentum. Now we have bullish structure in the EMAs. Momentum in the 15 is going higher. This is looking great. I don't think you want to short this. Just let's wait for some consolidation. Probably we're going to see some consolidation here. Probably a pullback into this trend, into this 320 level, and then I want to see continuation all the way to 340. So that's going to be 20 points in the Dow. So that's going to be a lot, but it's looking pretty nicely. Let's take a look at the IWM. Beautiful setup here. And if you want to look at kind of the setup, you can see kind of the double bottom here, probably even a head and shoulders, and then we have this very strong move above 177.29. So that changes completely the structure of the market. That completely changes the structure of the market. You can see right here that we're coming into the underside of a declining 200. If we happen to flag maybe some consolidation above this 177 area, I think that's going to be viable. The target for the IWM, I think we have to be open for a close of this gap as well, all the way to 189, so 190. That's going to be the level, but this is looking great. Breakout in the, we have a breakout in the 15, breakout in the hourly, breakout in the, we're starting to see a squeeze that is far to the upside. Bullish momentum in the EMAs. You can see the EMAs changing color. That means that they're rising. You can see them in the hourly. You can see them in the daily. This one is looking great. Also looking for some kind of pullback here, at least some pause for the 50 hourly, which is this one, to catch up a little bit with price, which is the 7-day SMA. Somewhere around here, that will be a beautiful place to grab some IWM. And then finally, let's take a look at the Qs. I think the Qs are lagging here. Yeah, they're clearly lagging here, but it's kind of the same pattern, right? We have kind of the same pattern here. You can see right here the head and shoulders, right? Head and shoulders, a reversal pattern. We haven't breakout. We have to be above 285 for the Qs to change the structure completely, but the setup is there. And what is awesome that I want you to notice here, notice that we haven't had yet a breakout in momentum volume. And when we have that, I think the Qs are going all the way to 310. It's going to be right here. They're going to go all the way to 310. If we have that rally in the Qs, probably we're going to see more of a rally in the DIA and SPY. But if we change all this structure here, and we have a squeeze, and if this goes positive, you can see that the 15-minute is already finding some, you can see that the 15-minute was below the 50 line. Now we're starting to find resistance near the 50 line, and you can see that the hourly 50 and the 200 hourly are starting to find some resistance and are starting to cross positively here. So this one is looking nice. I don't think that you short it. I think that if you're able to build a position as close to that 21 exponential moving average, you're going to be fine. But of course, this one is lagging, and I think that is better if we just focus on the DIA, SPY, IWM, instead of playing the lagger here, which are the Qs. So market is looking bullish. Now let's take a look at the UVXY, VIX, and then finally the UUP, and I think we're golden for the video. So here's the UVXY. This is a great case study here, because the UVXY, and I did try to buy this one at the 50. Of course, I was stopped out of it, but this is a great case study because you can see right here that the UVXY had actually a sell signal in the UVXY when it lost that rising 200 hourly, and you can see that it lost that 29 EMA, 29 moving average in the daily, which is the same as the 200 hourly. You can see that we lost that moving average, come all the way down. We have a squeeze. This is looking beautiful for more downside. We have a squeeze. We have momentum and volume breaking to the downside. Now we have a bearish structure in the EMA, in the moving averages. This one looks extended. Of course, you can see you can see right here. This is really important for us to notice. You can see the gap between price and that decline in 7-day and the decline in 21-day. So that's definitely some oversold signals in the UVXY, but I think that right now we just keep it super simple. If the UVXY happens to rally all the way to 1117, that's going to be the place where you want to short the UVXY or get long the indexes. That's pretty simple. You can see the hourly, we have a bearish cross between that 50 hourly and that 200 hourly. You can see that the 15 trend oscillator is bearish. The hourly trend oscillator is bearish. So the expectation right now is, I do think that we are a little bit oversold here, probably coming into support into this $10 area. But if we happen to have a rally here into 1117, I think that will be a beautiful indication to get long the indexes, short the UVXY, and just look for more continuation here. This is just keep it pretty simple. This looks bearish, therefore the indexes look bullish, and then the VIX, this one is breaking down as well. You don't want to fight this, right? This one looks beautiful for more downside, squeeze, breaking down on momentum and volume, breaking down on price structure. Yeah, I think the level that we want to watch here is going to be 28.50. If we happen to rally to that level, that's going to be resistance in the VIX. Therefore, it's going to be support in the indexes. That's going to be what we are going to be watching. But this one looks great for more downside. And then let's take a look at the UUP. And this is what I want to show you. This is great. So the UUP, right now we have a very strong correlation between the dollar and also between the dollar and the indexes, right? Between equities and the indexes, because of the situation that we have right now with the interest rates, raising interest rate. We have the tightening in the money supply and everything. So this one has a pretty strong move to the upside, right? But now what I'm seeing is, you can see it here. Right now here, if you look back here, we had a move below that 50, but we didn't have a considerable break of momentum and volume. So then we have some continuation. But now what I'm seeing is completely different. Here you can see that we had a break, considerable break below this level. So this one is, this flashes a sell signal in my system. You can see here that we have a squeeze, bearish squeeze that is starting to fire to the downside. And now what we have price that is trying to bounce. I think this is a dead cat bounce in the UUP. And we have the UUP trying to bounce into what is now a decline in 21, a decline in 7-day, and into the supply level of 30. So I just think we have to keep it pretty simple. You can see that also the 15-minute trend oscillator is bearish. Any rally into here in the UUP, I think is going to be also an indication that probably the indexes are at support. So that's going to be pretty interesting. This one is playing out. I think that you can play some puts in the UUP. I think if you short it as close to 30 as possible, and then you target at least a move all the way down here to 29.50 or 29.10, I think that's going to be a great trade if you buy some puts in the UUP or just get long the indexes. I think either way is going to be playable. And then finally, I almost forgot to show you this. This is the HYG. And what I want to show you in the HYG, of course, if you look at my indicators, we're having some beautiful breakouts, right? Squeeze, momentum, volume, changing the structure in the EMAs, fresh buy signal. We're going above that 50. This looks great, but what I want to show you, and let me just take this chart right here, is something really, really important, and is the fact that here, look at this volume here. We have highest volume ever printed on Friday in the HYG. So I think that's really interesting. I think that we have to respect that. This is a lot of participation in the HYG. The HYG, for any one of you guys that don't know what it means, basically just think about the junk bonds. So basically the junk bonds is going to be the riskiest of the bonds. And when we have the junk bonds starting to rally in some volume, that means that the kind of the risk tolerance for investors is starting to come back into the market. So that's something that we want to see if we want to see some kind of sustained rally, even if it's a bear market rally, some kind of sustained rally in the indexes. So I think that's really important. That's a big signal in my opinion. And I think that we just want to play this. I think that we just have to play this bullishly. And what else can I show you? Put call ratio. We talk about this when we start to have these extreme levels. That's usually when we start to have kind of a meaningful bottom before a rally. So I mean, everywhere that I look at, I'm seeing a lot of bullish indications here in the market that we are about to see probably a massive short covering rally here. So stay tuned for it. Yeah, you want to play this bullishly. You don't want to short it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm sure that this video was helpful. I share a lot of information, so if you want to go back and see each chart once again, you can do it, of course. I recommend that because I share a lot of pretty good analysis here, and this is gonna pay. So we have to be patient. I'm open to the idea that we might see a little bit of a retracement next week before a continuation to the upside, but that's how we want to play it. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and also follow me on my Twitter account. in which I share a lot of the information that I see in the markets. I share that information in real time. So good luck next week, guys. This is looking pretty interesting for the bulls, and I catch you on the next one. Thank you, and bye-bye. Peace.